Es la semana de la luna llena en Acuario. Bienvenidos to this Starot Talk. My name is Audice, and we are talking about the week of Julio 26 through to August 1st. Starting off on Sunday the 26th, Saturn in Aries is stationing retrograde. This is happening at 14 degrees, and so anything that takes place for you around this time, pay attention. It is setting the stage for the Saturn retrograde story. Themes of authority, structure, boundaries, systems, restrictions, karma, but also discipline and conviction and consistency will be major themes for all of us at this time, depending on where Aries falls in your chart. If you have Aries rising, then this might be a time where you yourself are potentially having to step into greater authority in regards to how you express yourself, your identity. If you have Aries in your 7th house of relationships, then perhaps you are going through a major review of a partnership, a marriage, a business contract that maybe the terms that were set initially are no longer relevant, are no longer appropriate, or simply need to be inspected to ensure that that foundation is still strong. And if it isn't, how do you want to move forward? Saturn is one of the greater malefics in the sky. Depending on if you were born in the daytime or at night, this will absolutely take on a different tone for you. If you're born at night, Saturn is your greater malefic, meaning that it will usually present itself in a harsher way. That doesn't mean that it is not surmountable and that you cannot prevail on the other side. It just means that it's gonna come knocking at your door and you better be ready. I would highly advise that you really do your due diligence, make sure you are not acting out of accordance with your ethics and your values so that this can be a more constructive transit. Doesn't mean it may not jostle you into a new perspective or way of being, but the less resistance that we can have for it, the better. If you were born during the day, Saturn is actually more helpful for you. Doesn't mean, again, that it won't come with its lessons, but it's usually not as intense as it might be for a night chart. The themes that it might present are ultimately going to maybe initially be quite harsh, but down the way you'll recognize, oh, this is helping me in some shape or form. Going to emphasize once more, as I have since Saturn entered Aries, that Saturn does not do so well in Aries as far as enforcing boundaries, structures, and having that discipline. It either wants to rush to something or it wants to act in a way that it doesn't usually act in. Maybe Saturn is typically quite good at biding its time, but in Aries there is this element of impatience, of wanting to go ahead and spear forward, but something restraining itself and holding back. This retrograde in and of itself might feel a bit wonky in that regard, and the ruler of Aries is Mars, and so Saturn has really been looking to Mars for support here. Mars has been making a few sextiles here and there to Saturn, but when Mars goes into Cancer, that might be a completely different story. It's going to be in a square, but for now, just pay attention to what Saturn is showing you in regards to all of those Saturnian themes that I have mentioned. Also on Sunday the 26th, something really big happens in the sky. The North Node and the South Node officially are changing signs. This happens approximately every 2 to 3 years, give or take. The North Node is going into Aquario and the South Node is going into Leo. Do prepare for major beginnings and major endings in the Aquario and Leo sections of your chart. We're not entirely done with those beginnings and endings with Pisces and Virgo. Just know that we are starting to enter a new chapter in our life of themes of our identity and our self and how we shine our light, and also how that plays into the greater whole between this individualistic, luminous state and also kind of surrendering that in order to contribute to community or contribute to thinking about the future of the all that is and not just me, me, me. It can take a lot of different interpretations, quite frankly, but that is a theme that we see consistently between Aquario and Leo. Doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It doesn't mean that one is bad. It just means that we're all going to be putting on a balance these themes in whatever house it falls in your chart. And so we will very quickly begin to see lunar and solar eclipses now taking place in Aquario and Leo. Monday the 27th, we have the Sun in Leo making an opposition to Pluto in Aquario at 4 degrees, a trine to Neptune in Aries at 4 degrees, and a sextile to Uranus in Gemini, you guessed it, at 4 degrees. This is happening all together, and really Jupiter's in the mix as well, only that the exact aspect doesn't happen until Wednesday the 29th. So there is this major conversation happening between Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, and the Sun. Also, the Leo, Aquario, Aries, and Gemini sectors of your chart. Altogether, we might feel at this time a major standoff between our independence and the greater whole as far as control dynamics and manipulations might be involved. How is the trajectory of, for example, technological innovations that are being sold or pushed on the collective impeding on our greater self-expression? This could lead to a conviction for us to reject that, reject someone or something telling us how things need to be, and us almost fighting back courageously in the name of freedom, in the name of authenticity, in the name of sovereignty. That is that Pluto interplay. The sextile to Uranus could indicate that we are willing to take unorthodox action to get to that place. We're not afraid of having these more different, innovative conversations with each other at this time in regards to what it means to be an individual who does still care for community where we are currently, taking into consideration AI and environmental issues, taking into consideration advancing technology, into consideration things that are happening on Earth that have been covered up for a very long time but coming to the surface now, and how that shapes how we want to move forward. Wednesday the 29th, this is happening with Jupiter again, so this means that the Sun in Leo is conjoining Jupiter in Leo, which is a very bold, loud, lucky, auspicious, beautiful configuration for us to have this week. This is going to be a highly optimistic influence where whatever it is that we're feeling extremely passionate about, we feel good about. We have all of the faith and the trust in the world to pursue it. And amidst all of the other things that are happening in July, I welcome this. We're also going to have Venus in Virgo making a square to Mars in Gemini at 21 degrees. There could be some sort of tension towards women or a particular woman in your life, or maybe you are with your own feminine energy or Venus-ruled themes facing some kind of scrutiny or criticism from patriarchal systems and communications that feel hyper-aggressive and founded on ideologies that are violent and not constructive to the expansion of knowledge and beauty as it pertains to not just women identifying people, but the entire planet as a whole in the name of love and unity and harmony. There could be a clash here in how we reconcile old ways of thinking that are no longer helping us move forward and advance, and how we then decide to make peace with that within in a way that is accepting, okay, this is how things are, but this is not how they're going to remain, and how do we want to still form healthy connections and healthy relationships and healthy partnerships that do value a sacred wisdom founded on equality and, again, love and peace, not just between humans, but for all species and all of life on Earth. Now we have Luna Llena in Aquario at 6 degrees. This is happening right at an opposition with Sun conjunct Jupiter. There is a bit of a standoff here. However, I don't consider it to be detrimental for Luna. I think it is actually encouraging us to say, I can retain my identity and sovereignty and authenticity and still show up for others in this way, because I am all the stronger for it, as long as I am in consideration for the fact that it is not just me pioneering in this capitalistic fashion and not thinking about other people, but rather I can pursue my dreams and goals and help others, and we can advance as a society together in this way. This Luna is also making a conjunction to Pluto and Aquario, meaning that there is something intense and catalyzing about this energy. We're not going to take this lunation lightly. There's no way for us to do that. It's going to be very pointed for each and every one of us in different ways. Luna is also making a sextile to Neptune in Aries, a trine to Uranus in Gemini, that opposition to Jupiter and the Sun, a sextile to recently retrograde Saturn in Aries, and a trine to Mars in Gemini. So really, this lunation is magnifying and intensifying even more this connection and communication that the outer planets have been having for all of July. And it is kind of bringing to a climax what it is that it is trying to highlight for us in our individual lives and also for the collective. So emotions will be heightened, it will feel intense, it will feel catalyzing, and it is going to illuminate for us what is it that we need to release that no longer fits with this timeline, this moment on earth, and who we are being asked to become, not just in service for others, but for the evolution and expansion of our own journey in life. I hope that this was helpful. There's a lot happening this week, but I am wishing you mucha suerte. If you are interested in a one-on-one consultation to talk about how this will land in your chart or any alignments in the future, feel free to check out audisolaris.net. I would love to talk stars and symbols with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next Starot Talk. Cuídense.